Hello everyone, my name is Arava VT and I am a content creator for the First Descendants, and today I'm here to show you my Ajax build, which is primed for endgame content and can solo the Executioner on hard mode. This is a full tank build currently, but I am going to explain everything about Ajax so that way you can tailor your Ajax to suit your playstyle. As it is, this build currently has 1900 firearm attack, 11,000 skill power, 63,000 defense, 6,600 shield, 26,000 HP, and 160 MP max. I'm not going to go into this page in too much detail, but this is every single stat about my character currently with this build, so if you want to pause it here and take a closer look, feel free, but I'm not going to go into detail about it here. The first Ajax ability is the Orbit Barrier, and what this does is this stops incoming projectiles. So anything that's projectile will be stopped by this wall. Be careful if it has an AoE effect like an explosion. If it's stuff that's on the floor, it will not stop that, only projectiles. This shield also has the added benefit of doing damage back to your opponent. So basically, whenever they hit the shield, they also take damage. This is scaled based upon your skill powers. So if you're looking for a damage build, you would want to stack skill power. You can use the wall like this in the Devourer to do massive amounts of damage. The other ability, which is probably my favorite one, is the Void Walk. So this is the Hulk Smash. So you go in, you jump on them, you do a bunch of damage. You stun them upon landing. And then it's closely followed up by his next ability, which is Expulsion. This is a massive AoE centered around Ajax. He does a bunch of damage here, and it's just fun. It's a fun combo. I love it. This is your main AoE damage ability. So once again, if you're looking to do a damage build, not a tank build, these are the stats that you'll want to focus on. His last ability is the Hypercube. What this is this does a protective barrier centered around Ajax, which once again stops projectiles. See previous statement about shit on the floor, don't stand in it. But yes, this will protect your team. At this level that I have with this character, my bubbles don't break. They just tank the entire boss. The only time that they go down is when their cooldown goes down, and then you just put it back up again. So you have infinite bubbles to protect your team. That being said, if your team doesn't stand in the bubble, you can't help them. If he puts the gun in the bubble like he does here, that won't help you. So unfortunately, it's not impervious, but it is very helpful for surviving the harder level Colossuses. Basic Ajax has an ability called Event Horizon, and what this does is this modifies all of your other abilities. Your barrier wall, it will do more damage back at your enemy. Your leap can go farther. Your AoE does more damage, and your shield, your Hypercube, will buff your teammates and give them more attack power. However, the build that I'm currently running actually removes void energy entirely, and this is called Body Enhancement. So what this does is it increases my defense and shield proportionately to my max HP. So that's why my shield is so large, is because I have this ability. Now what this means is I don't get the extra buffs on all the other abilities, but you know, party members don't stand behind my stuff anyway, so it doesn't really matter for me. So we just go with this one. It's a bigger wall, bigger protection for the team, and honestly, the defense for yourself is, in my opinion, worth it. The other Transcendent cards are the Matrix Recomputation. This one gives you a buff to help your allies survive. So what this does is your Expulsion, the AoE, will also buff your allies to help them survive. It increases their defense, and it increases their shield if it is a enhanced version. Void Charge modifies your Void Walk and Expulsion to increase proportionally to defense. So if you were to stack defense cards on Ajax, this would be a great skill to increase your overall damage from your jump and your AoE. Void Explosion makes your explosion stack, and it reduces the charge attack sub cooldown. So there's a couple of cards that you can combo with this, which is kind of fun. I will probably be running this for my damage build when I get this card. It just seems like a blast. So that is one option that you do have for a more damagey build. The last two cards are going to be Ultimate Ajax exclusive, which is Void Barrier. So what this does is this creates a portable shield which you can carry around in front of you. Personally, when I tried this in the beta, I didn't like it. And the reason for that is I'm tanky enough. I don't need my shield. My friends, my teammates need the shield. So I actually prefer to leave the shield on the ground. Also, in fights like the Devourer, the shield placement can actually just do lots of damage. So carrying around the shield for me was just a detriment. Life Barrier modifies the Orbit Barrier and Hypercube to only be affected by the caster's HP. So this would probably also be an alternative card for myself if I wanted to still use the... I could exchange this card with my body enhancement card just so that way I could have my void abilities back. I'll be testing this later and I'll let you guys know whether or not the life barrier or the body enhancement is better. I'm thinking body enhancement, but we're gonna find out. Now for the modules. So Ajax currently is decked out. I have Ultimate Ajax, which means he started out with 2 of these modules already adjusted. And I've gone through and adjusted additional 4. I'll be working on finishing him out here shortly. So body enhancement will increase the defense and shield proportionately to max HP. So what that means is this build is centered around max HP. The short sword, your melee, this is just a flavor thing. You can pick whichever one you like. Just make sure that you get it to max. And if you upgrade the socket, it will increase your module capacity by an additional 5. So this is important to upgrade. We have increased defense. This card increases your defense. Who knew? Time distribution is a very important one for Ajax because you need your skills to cool down. That way you can continuously have your barriers up for your team. Okay. So this also has the added benefit of increasing and stacking your max HP, which is what we're going for. Stim Accelerant, massive max HP boost. It lowers your maximum MP. However, if you have enough MP regen, this doesn't really matter for Ajax because your cooldowns last so long that your MP will regen and you can use your abilities constantly. Increased HP increases HP. Non-attribute Sanctium, this is the one where it protects you from critical hit resistance and attribute skill power. This is a lower cost card. I have it in here currently. This just helps protect you from massive crits from the bosses, and it also has the added benefit of increasing your skill power, which makes your shield stronger and your damage better for your abilities. Iron Defense, straight up defense increase, and also increases your skill power modifier. Dimension Master increases your skill power overall and your dimension skill power modifiers. This is going to make your shields way more tanky and prevent your allies from taking damage. This card right here is just responsible for a lot of my ability damage, skill critical hit rate, skill critical hit damage. This is not really necessary for this build. I just put this in here to do some AoE damage while I'm running around the world. Focus on tech. Once again, this is a tech skill modifier and it also decreases your skill cooldown. So make sure that your shields are always up and running. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this guide. This is just a basic rundown of Ajax. Once again, this build is still in the works. However, I feel pretty satisfied with how it's going so far. The tank is here. I can solo damage most of the bosses. The DPS is currently where it's lacking. However, if you modify your guns, that issue should be resolved. Please support me as your content creator by going to the social tab and putting in my info. This will help me make more videos like this in the future. Feel free to leave comments in the section below to let me know what other videos you guys are interested in seeing.